Conversation.
Being surrounded by all these sexy apes sure is arousing me. Hey, I just thought of something I can dig with.
I hope he means a spade. Hello, and welcome to the Kongversation. I'm Chad McCanna.
I think somebody should spade and neuter him. I'm Hyle Russell.
Nice Bob Barker reference, Russell. Welcome to the Kongversation.
Plinko!
We have our second in a row of first impressions for games that you wouldn't actually expect to be a part of the Donkey Kong universe. This week, of course, we're talking about Minecraft.
And is that Sherlock Holmes' brother?
Oh, yeah, Minecraft? Yeah. Yeah, you never quite know what Minecraft is up to, but it's always got machinations.
Now, yeah, it is funny how this worked out. This wasn't by design. You had wanted to do this Minecraft First Impressions episode, which I was like, oh, Chad, you got into Minecraft? What?
I did.
It's funny how it just kind of panned out that we have these two episodes in a row that are kind of spiritual sisters.
Yeah, in a way. Soul sisters.
Sister Act 2.
Back in the habit. Because they essentially enter into the Donkey Kong universe in essentially the same way. But before we get into that, let's go through a bit of due diligence.
Oh, right. The due diligence. Okay, well, support DKVine on Patreon. That's at dkvine.com/Patreon or patreon.com/DKVine.
Right. We've got a number of rewards. If you donate $1 a month to us, we'll send you stickers in addition to, thanking you on our Let's Play with Each Other live multiplayer extravaganza. And then they only get better from there, folks.
Nowhere to go but up from stickers.
Yeah, from stickers, right. Now it's a
seriously,
physical reward for $1.
Seriously, they're high-quality stickers. Designed by one Matthew Corna.
That's right. No, they're fantastic. But if you donate a little higher, you can get early access to the Conversation every week.
And
you can
stickers.
Get live access and stickers. Plus all previous rewards. And there are also milestones when, in aggregate, we'll do extra things for you guys if we hit certain fundraising goals on a monthly basis. For example, I now do a weekly gaming Twitch stream called Involuntary Twitching every Sunday morning at 10:30, and that's brought to you by our Patreon patrons. So
unless you leave all the windows open and you get sick.
Yeah, that's true. And they still have not fixed my heating pipes, but thankfully I do have my voice back at this point, clearly. So, I'm hoping good things for this Sunday's episode. I'll probably be finishing up Donkey Kong Country.
I miss old raspy Chad from E3. We had some good times.
Yeah, it's weird watching those videos and then listening to the Conversation. It's as if constantly referenced friend of the show Harvey Firestein is taking over my body.
Yeah, although, I have been playing with your mother in iDarb. Excuse me.
To tell her about recycling.
Excuse me, I mean #IDRB.
You've got to get it right.
Oh my God.
You can also call us on the hotline if you want to call into the Conversation with your Donkey Kong universe general questions, or if you have something pertaining to an episode that we're about to record. We usually announce our subject matter on the forum on Twitter and on Facebook.
Yeah.
Call us at 1-281-410-KONG.
KONG.
Right.
Yeah.
You can also join the forum at dkvine.com/forum. And from what I've been told, there has never been a better time to join.
Yeah. A little parallel bird flying right over your head. Not only got you an extra balloon, but it also told you there's never been a better time to join.
Yeah, until his body exploded into a barrel.
That's what nature intends, Chad.
Look, we don't argue with the biome of the Northern Hemisphere.
Everything I learned about science, I learned from Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, the third one especially.
The one with banana birds.
The one with banana birds.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Conversation if you want on iTunes, because it'll come directly to your iTunes feed, so you don't have to think about it. It'll just arrive on your door. Not your literal door, but a door like in your iPod or iPhone or iTunes on your computer.
Your e-precipice.
Yes, and then you don't even think about it. We'll be right there, whether you want us to be or not.
Yeah. Follow us on Facebook, the Twitters, the Tumblrs, and YouTube.
YouTube.
We are all over that stuff, and there's unique content on every one of those things.
We should also probably say Twitch at this point, too.
Oh, yeah. Follow us on Twitch, because we do that as well now. So, yeah. And lastly, tell your friends about the show. That's really the best thing you can do, is turn someone on to the podcast if you think they might enjoy it. If you don't think they might enjoy it, if it's your parent who has never played a video game in their life, also tell them about the show. Maybe they would find some kinship with us.
Also, if it's somebody you don't want to be your friend anymore, tell them about the show.
Just in general, I think the lesson learned is tell people about us.
Yes. We're very
desperate.
Needy. We're so
needy. So let's talk Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yes. My struggle. Wait, no. That's the X-Files.
No, we're talking about macaroni now.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so this is interesting because Minecraft is like probably the biggest game on the planet at this point in time.
Yeah.
Kids love it. The kids love it, and honestly, I've never played it once in my life. And, it is part of the Donkey Kong universe, but it's not something I've gotten around to yet. Unlike #IDARB, where I was on board from the second I found out, which very strange for me. But
so what has been your, because as we mentioned earlier, Minecraft is sort of like the DKU annexation prototype for #IDARB.
Let's explain why it is something we cover to begin with, because people would be naturally confused.
Yeah.
Are Chad and Hyle selling out?
It's not just for the YouTube likes, although that's nice. The highest rated video by a wide margin on our YouTube channel is the one that we did with Jeff Onen and Cameron Regal going through a Minecraft Banjo-Kazooie reproduction.
Yeah.
But no, so basically a few years ago, before Microsoft owned Minecraft,
and before the Renaissance, before it was commonplace to see these rare characters pop up everywhere. This was during the Kinect Sports era, mind you.
Right.
But pre-Kinect Sports rivals, pre-Craig Duncan, pre-Phil Spencer and his sainthood. This was the era where people were kind of just downbeat in general. And then this came out of nowhere where, Microsoft announced, hey, we're putting these rare characters in the game. What?
Yeah, and it was a strange assortment of rare characters too, because there was I think there were 2 packs of them, right? Didn't Banjo come first, and then
I think Tip Tap's father came first.
Yes, but that was just in a prequel. There was Banjo and Tooty, which was interesting.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, Banjo, Tooty. Wasn't there a Conker in his military garb?
From Live and Reloaded. Yeah,
I know there was because I made the episode artwork for this week. But
right. Greg the Grim Reaper also showed up, and then an ancient mummy from Grabbed by the Ghoulies, and a few other characters.
Well, because there's like a Halloween pack with like spooky Microsoft characters, so they had to reach into Ghoulies for that grab bag.
Right,
grabbed by the Ghoulies bag.
They're done in the Minecraft character style. They're blocky, and their legs and arms have no joints, and they're just a series of rectangular prisms, really, with pixelated textures.
And there was a lot of controversy when this was announced because they were announced as skins, and naturally that raised a question that we would have come up when Super Mario Maker came out. Well, are these the actual characters, or are they just costumes? And with Super Mario Maker, we determined pretty definitively, I think, that they are costumes. Some people are still trying to argue that, but I don't think it's an issue that's still up for debate. Really, it's settled. But so why are we saying these are the actual characters? Because who's the character in Minecraft again? What's his name?
Steve, I think.
Steve? Is that the guy who was your friend on MySpace? Or that was Tom? That's
Sorry. Tom.
Yeah. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been on MySpace.
This was a friend of MySpace Tom's.
How come we don't have a MySpace page, Chad, out of all that social media?
Because we don't have a garage band from 2006.
We could have a garage band. Do you want to start a band?
As only if we can do it in 2006. That's my requirement.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. All right.
You know
You're
how
on
I
the
feel
case.
about retroactive continuity.
You're a fan?
No.
No, quite the opposite. Yeah, so basically So how was it that because I don't even remember this. How did we just determine that they were not, in fact, skins?
Leave it to the guy with a good memory to talk. All right. No, basically, we pestered Lee Loveday on, I think, did we even ask him on Twitter at that point? Did we have a Twitter account at that point?
I don't recall how this happened.
It was either on Twitter or we did it the old-fashioned way, and we just sent him emails. Poor Lee Loveday. And we were basically like, so by skins, are they the real character or not? This is very important. Something like that, And he knew the cut of our jib at that point, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we had a shorthand with him, like, can you confirm if it's? We might even use DKU with him. I don't know, but basically he got back to us and he said yes, they're the real characters. And with Lee Loveday, it's kind of sometimes tongue in cheek because he knows the game, just like Chris Alcock knows the game.
They kind of all do at this point. Yeah.
Ed Bryan knows the game at this. Yeah, but it's who knows the game and who
Ed Bryan got a 90-minute podcast about his game because he knows our game.
So you say it's tit for tat. What you're saying is you give us something, we're going to give you something.
One hand washes the other, baby.
So creepy. One hand washes the other, baby.
It's all right.
What does that even mean? When did Bill Clinton get washed by interns in the White House? Besides the tongue
That's why I put this basin under my desk.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick, baby.
So we're just devolving into 90s references at this point.
You've just now started listening to the Kongversation, Chad?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Clearly not, because every episode you say, that was okay.
That was not great. All right. And
I'm like,
then
that was a good
winds
one.
up.
That was a good one. And you're like, oh.
I'm not proud of that. So no, I love the show. Every episode's a classic. They're audio jewels. So Minecraft has existed in the Donkey Kong universe for several years without either of us really venturing into it.
No, because it's weird and scary for me, and I don't understand it. And I only deal with it when I have to. I have bought all the character packs. And I have them, and I have the game. I have the 360 version.
Oh, you own Minecraft. Okay.
I have it. It's on my desk here, still in shrink wrap, but I own it, and I own the DLC character packs. I just haven't done anything with it.
Oh, wait, when you say you own it, okay, so you bought it on the Xbox.
The 360.
Okay.
I have the 360 edition. I bought the physical game disc because I am that level of crazy.
So I bought it. I bought the Mac/PC version because, well, it is at its core a PC game, and I knew that there was a lot of inventory management and working with interfaces and that kind of thing. So I felt like a controller would be kind of clumsy. So I wanted. I'm not a PC gamer. I never have been, and this is really the first time I've ever delved into that realm. But
your wife is a PC gamer, though.
She plays The Sims, and she's tiptoed into Minecraft as well, and I'll get to that in a bit.
It's interesting you bring up The Sims because I would feel like Minecraft would be a game right up my alley because any PC games I do play. They're typically simulations. Like I've loved SimCity in the past, Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think I mentioned this on the show before. But I like games where you build and create and give you a little bit of a god complex because I like to feel like I'm powerful and that my life means something.
Okay. So Minecraft then is kind of the polar opposite of a god complex. But
really?
Before I get too far into that,
I thought you created the landscapes and.
Well, we have a number of calls, so let's hear from our listeners, and then I'll little by little I'll
explain to me
talk
what
about
it is, Chad.
Yeah, what is Minecraft?
Hi guys, it's Kev from the Logcast. Just wondering if you could help me out, really. Minecraft. why is it so popular? Because it's fucking shit. Like, I'm sorry, I know Chad's a massive fan, but I've tried playing it like 10, 12 times. My oldest son absolutely adores it, and he keeps playing it in front of me and getting me to try it out, but it's just fucking boring. It's bland, lifeless, ugly. I just don't understand the appeal. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe it's not for me. But, I mean, it's shit. Help me out, lads. All right. Love ya. Bye.
I like how everybody's saying "I love you." I like how it's a DK Vine greeting now to say "love you." Bye.
Yeah. That was a lot of affection from the most dickishly phrased question we've ever got on the show.
Well, to be fair, Kev, which by the way, check out the Lawcast. It says he does it with him and Davy Jones, which is not the monkey, not David Bowie, rest in peace, not the pirate, but Davy Jones.
Right. Yeah, they're certainly doing a credit to their open-mindedness with that call.
Well, no, but I mean, Kev is also the one who really, really hated The Force Awakens, and to be fair, we've had our differences on The Force Awakens. I love it. You think it's a serviceable movie.
It's fine. Yeah, it's good. Whatever.
Okay. But I'm saying maybe we just need to get Kev a puppy or something. Like, just bring a little sunshine into his life.
Or maybe we can go to an Arctic biome or a taiga biome and tame a wolf that he can keep in his Minecraft house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he has a pretty down opinion on the game, and I don't know what that reference you just made is. It's completely over my head. And I
have not done that in Minecraft yet, but I know that it's there. So here's the thing, Ken.
Yeah, as a layman, because okay, when we did the last time we did an episode like this where one of us is in the dark and the other one is more versed, was the Skylanders episode, which is also funny because it's a game that's very popular with kids, but is kind of foreign to older gamers like us, and the only reason we are covering it is because we got kicked, dragging, and screaming into this world thanks to character crossovers and company deal wheeling dealing and so
I wouldn't even really say I have been dragged into this. I've been kind of curious, but I sort of looked down
at one point or another, but
I've sort of, that's what college is for. Yeah. I kind of looked down my nose at Minecraft as a thing for kids that I'll never really understand. But then I just decided, I was going to spend the holidays in Houston for 2 weeks. I actually I downloaded and installed Minecraft the night before I left on the plane, and I played it for the first time, at an altitude of at a cruising altitude. I
hope you had airplane mode on.
No, I almost crashed the plane, and now I'm on a TSA watch list. So I didn't know what to expect going into it at all, really. I mean, I figured it wouldn't really be for me. It would be the kind of thing where, I see the appeal for kids, but whatever. It's kind of basic. I would not say that this is in the same league as Skylanders.
Just as far as what's popular with kids, games that are popular with kids. The
games that are popular with kids,
Minecraft.
Definitely. It's huge, But Minecraft, I think, is the thinking kids game. It engenders all the kinds of qualities that you would want to have in a child. There's curiosity, there's problem solving, there's exploration, there's world building, there's creativity, there's survivalism. There's like. Here's what the game does. I played just the normal mode, right? There's a hardcore mode that I did not play, and I'm glad I didn't. It drops you off in a randomly generated world that on the PC version I hear is 32 million by 32 million meters so 16 million in either direction. It's something like that. That's effectively infinite.
Okay.
In fact, there's a guy who is playing one of the early versions of Minecraft because it glitches out when you get beyond that limit. But no one's ever gotten there because it's too big to walk, and he's journeying to the quote unquote far lands on a Twitch stream, and he's done like 700 episodes so far of just walking in a straight direction.
Sounds like a
it's
Peter
that
Jackson
big
movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's inexplicable gravitational wonders that make no sense because he's an elf.
Do they at least get to Goblin Town?
down.
Yeah.
You can actually mine your way down to Goblin Town. You'll hit bedrock, but you can do it. Yeah. So basically, you're deposited in this random world, and in my game, I was by a riverside, and the sun was out, and you don't have anything, so I just started looking around, and I explored this river, and it's kind of a first person mode, and you there's really no explanation for what to do, and it's kind of cool
night,
in that
folks.
way because you just look, you're just kind of wandering around, and then you realize at a certain point, you can destroy the sand or the dirt that's around you, and you do that a little bit more and more, and you realize that, as you do that, you're collecting blocks of dirt and blocks of sand. And one of the first things I did was go to the controls and figure out what the buttons were that did different things. And then once I realized, I can place blocks as well, then I started making a little, like a little fort out of there's maybe like 3 deep and by 4 long, and I built that up out of dirt, and then the sun started going down. I didn't even realize there were day-night cycles, and all of a sudden zombies started coming out.
Now are Rick Grimes and Coral there? Like, can you bring them in from #IDRB? Because
I don't know if they are officially sanctioned, but you can certainly make your character look like Coral or Rick Grimes. So you do have that freedom, but I don't know if they are canonical Minecraft characters.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So
yeah,
why zombies? Or is it just because zombies are popular?
I don't know. There's a number of different baddies, but the ones that pop up at the lowest levels are zombies and what are called creepers that sort of wander towards you silently and then explode. So you have to kind of be wary. But there are also witches, and there are these things called ghasts in this place called the Nether. Like there's so much. I feel like a crazy person trying to describe this to you. So yeah, basically the zombies started coming towards me, and they make the most ear-splitting, terrifying, like disgusting noise. But it's like right in your ears, and I'm on an airplane with headphones. And so I dug a hole in the ground and stayed there until I could peek out and realize it was daytime.
This sounds awful.
I read around, and that's basically what happens on your first night.
The
day-night
dig
cycle,
a hole and hide in it, like
yes, because you don't know what you're doing. You're deposited in this strange land. But to me, that's the beauty of it. This is the early this is the early part of the game, and you don't know what you're doing, and that's part of the experience. Because
so we should have said spoilers. We really should have prefaced this with a spoiler warning.
It's Minecraft at this point. It's culturally ubiquitous enough that I'm okay telling people what it is.
New to me, apparently.
Yeah. So yeah, I spent my first night hiding in the ground, and then the next night I decided to wander away from the river, and I found a forest. And then past the forest there was a clearing with a little hillside, and there was a cave. And when you walk up to the cave, this kind of ominous music plays. And I was looking down in this cave, and out from the cave comes a zombie. I came to eventually find out that it's not really the day-night cycle that spawns baddies, it's the light levels. So anywhere that there's not light, bad guys can potentially spawn if you're not in the immediate vicinity. So yeah, I wandered away from that immediately, and I found some cows. I decided there were some sheep. I decided, okay, this is a decent
question.
There seems
If there's cows and sheep, how are they not devoured by the zombies the second it becomes night?
They don't seem that concerned with them. Yeah, the baddies really are only after man flesh.
Okay.
Or in Banjo's case, bear flesh.
Okay. I'm going to have to come up with an explanation for that, you realize.
That's fine. Minecraft might even have one. There is a version of Minecraft called Story Mode, which is kind of a separate release. To me, the idea of a narrative grafted on top of Minecraft is kind of defeating the purpose of Minecraft.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's great. But the base game itself is just so incredible to me. But I decided to kind of build. I built. Rather than dig a hole in the ground, by this point I had accumulated enough dirt that I could kind of build myself a little dirt hut. And that was, essentially an igloo made of soil. And I stayed in that overnight, but I actually opened up the door, or opened up a little block so I could peer outward at nighttime, and I caught the attention of a few giant spiders and a few zombies, and they just walked up to my door and were going all night long, but they couldn't get to me.
Because of the dirt. Because you were living in a dirt house.
Yes, exactly, because I was living in a dirt house. And so I'm like testing the limits of of interacting with the world and the baddies, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm safe and where I'm not. And you find yourself doing these little experiments. And then eventually I said I'd passed through a forest before. The next day I went back to that forest, and you destroy the dirt and get dirt blocks by punching the ground. So I did that to a tree, and I got wood. And then
Chad, if that arouses you, you have serious issues.
Look! Don't judge my fetish. I won't judge yours. This bongo thing that you've been on about for years.
You've seen my personal Facebook page recently, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, you've got quite the relationship. So, yeah, basically, I got some giant wood blocks out of this spruce forest, and your
spruce
character
trees,
has a little.
Okay. The spruce trees, nice. Okay. Any other kind of trees?
There are oak, there are birch, there are dark oak, there are jungle trees.
Jungle trees?
They don't have a species for those. But yeah, no, there's a number of different trees. But yeah, basically, there's this day-night cycle goes every 10 minutes. It's day for 10 minutes, and then it gets dusk for a minute, night for 8 minutes, and then it's dawn for a minute.
I imagine that really messes with your circadian rhythms.
Well, I got eventually when I was off the plane and had some time to dedicate to this game, I got sucked in to the order of like 9 hours. And you do start to lose track of reality. It's incredibly addictive, but that's because there's so much depth in it that it just keeps unfolding in front of you.
So is it addicting because of the gameplay, or because the world is so huge and there's so much to do while not having any real objectives?
Both. I mean, the gameplay itself is very simple. It's a first person thing. You can there's an action button that whatever you have in your hand, you will either place it, or you will try and break a block, or you have different items and weapons and swords, and there are but then it gets deeper. Like the more you start crafting, so really Minecraft is an extraordinarily appropriate title, because that's the two main things that you do. I
was about to ask, why is it called Minecraft? I assume there's mines, because I know there's mine carts in the game, because
there are.
I feel like that's treating on our territory. That's ours. That's ours. Well, technically it was Temple of Dooms, but we stole it first.
Right. Yes, there are mine carts, but yeah, mining is crucial, because a lot of the better tools in the game require elements that you can only find in the ground. There's iron ore.
Can I make a dad joke real quick?
Sure.
I guess that's why miners really like it.
It's a pedophile hotspot. No, honestly, from what I've seen of the Minecraft community, it's actually a really cool, supportive place. I've spent a lot of time on their wiki in the last few weeks, and on various Minecraft YouTube channels, and it's a really cool, supportive community.
Just fair warning. Don't check out these websites when you're using Subway's Wi-Fi. Just putting it out there. they're probably on alert for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure they have a firewall installed at Subway at this point. As like a they had to like break the glass to activate the firewall when all that went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you go through. You start to explore this little crafting, this 2x2 block thing that your character just has. And I found out that if you place a block of wood there, just by itself in one of the 4 corners, you can craft wood planks. And then if you place 4 wood planks, in those 4 spaces, that makes a crafting table. And then you have a 3x3 grid, and you can start to place blocks in different arrangements. And if you make what looks like a capital T shape out of the 3x3 grid, that's effectively a pickaxe. So you've now made a wooden pickaxe.
How do you learn this? Did you just look it up online? Like, is there? I know there's guides for it.
I found out how to do the crafting table just by messing around with it, because that's literally a 2x2 square. But once you get that crafting table, I had kind of at this point, I built a much larger. I would hide in my hut at night, and then I would build a larger and larger version of that hut after going out and getting supplies. And then as the sun's going down, because you can see the sun moving in the sky above you, I would start to build out my hut a little bigger, and then eventually I placed my crafting table. And so then while the nighttime is going on outside, I would experiment with the crafting. And so I did actually find out how to make a pickaxe on my own, but a lot of the more complicated crafting, you have to use things like the Minecraft wiki. But there's from that point, it basically everything you do gives you the ability or gives you ideas about things that you can do next. So you're constantly like the tracks are being laid down just in front of your imagination train that's just barreling along. It's this constant drip of creativity, discovery, reward, hint, and it's like a feedback loop that keeps you wanting to dig more and more into this world. And the fact that the world is effectively infinite, and that there are different biomes, and you can get lost. I mean, you can literally just wander away from your house, not be able to find your way back, and that's it. You've just forfeited your house in this game because you didn't place torches along the way or leave yourself some kind of marker.
Breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. Yeah, it's there. I'm doing it a disservice because there's so much there. Yeah, let's take another caller, and then I would like you to ask me, any questions, any gaps that I'm not filling in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Vegan. This is a call from the Minecraft episode. So anyway, it's me, the Mitch. And today I'm here to talk about Minecraft. That's right, Minecraft. So it's not an actual question about the game or that, because there's only so much you can say about Minecraft, but I'm just curious about Minecraft lore. So, is there anything interesting you guys have ever found out about Minecraft or anything that kind of interests you or something? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Minecraft, but I did play the Telltale games, Minecraft Story Mode, which had a lot of stuff in it, so, well, I'm just curious, okay? I don't know how long you guys can talk about Minecraft itself, so it's just a little suggestion.
Thank you, Memechi. Wow, concise.
Lore. Minecraft lore. Now, I assume he means like in-game lore and not like, I heard there's a copy of Minecraft that was haunted by an 8-year-old who drowned.
Yeah, or the evil data. Yeah, there is actually an end to Minecraft, not outside the story mode, and it is literally called the end. There are a couple realms that eventually you start to dig deeper, and you know, as you build more things, you have to go after more and more supplies to really push the limits of the world that you're in, because the spirit of exploration is very fundamental to, you know, what drives a player to keep building. You know, you want to build, you know, kind of an interesting homestead, but you might also by the way, there are these this sort of like wiring system called redstone. You can create basic circuits and AND gates and OR gates, and you can actually create mechanisms that are really complicated that, you know, at the push of a button, you can have some kind of automatic action that you have like custom coded with 1x1 meter blocks go on in this world. But so as you dig deeper and deeper into what Minecraft has to offer, you start to realize that there are different realms that you can visit outside that main 32 million by 32 million board, or
like,
you know, whatever.
So by realms, do you mean like the underworld, or do you mean like another universe, or like
yes.
a Alice in Wonderland
yes.
type rabbit hole situation?
Yeah, so there's a place called the Nether that you can go to, and it's essentially hell. It's populated by these like horrible pigmen that they sort of look like the moblins from Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
And they sort of, they don't even react to you unless you attack one of them, and then they'll just swarm on you and destroy you. But there are also these kind of weird demons called geists that will fly around and fire fireballs at you. But there's a lot of really cool material in the Nether. Like you can mine Nether quartz, and you can mine these glowy blocks that right now, that's what Janelle and I need to get, because we need to go to the bottom of a river to get clay, because the house we're building needs clay. And to go down to the bottom of a river and still see what you're doing, you need this glow block. So we need to go to the Nether to get the glow block to go mine the clay, so that we can craft the clay into clay blocks, and then bake the clay blocks into hardened clay. And then we have a cactus farm, because you turn cactus into dye, and then we mined out this mineral called lapis, and you can turn that into blue dye. So you combine the blue dye and the green dye into cyan dye and craft that with the hardened clay, and you get these really cool looking cyan clay blocks, and that's what we want to build our house out of. So that's what Janelle and I are currently doing in Minecraft.
Okay, two questions. Or
yeah.
rather a clarification and then a question. So when you go into the Nether, you can leave. Like you can't go back. You're not just trapped there.
No, it's interesting because you have to create this Nether portal out of obsidian, and you get you basically have to make a giant frame out of obsidian, like this, like an occult kind of demonic frame, and then you light the middle of the frame on fire, and that creates a Nether portal.
By the way, don't try this at home.
And the Nether portal like sends off these demonic signals or sounds and stuff. It really, if this game had come out in the 90s, you know, the Helen Lovejoys of the world would have banned it outright.
Oh, the 90s? I mean, even today you've got these like 1 million moms protesting the Fox Network's new procedural show Lucifer, starring Satan.
Right. Yeah, Entertainment Tonight had some not too kind words to say about it.
Entertainment Tonight? I thought Satan was on that show.
So, yeah, what was so basically you create the Nether portal out of obsidian, and you go in, and the Nether is 1/8 the size of the entire the main overworld that you're in. I was
going to ask, how big was the Nether? Because you can't have another infinite space within this infinite space.
Well, I mean, it is, again, kind of effectively infinite. So instead of 32 million by 32 million,
effectively infinite. I mean,
it's 4 million by 4. It's okay. It's by all practical purposes, it is infinite, because you can walk in one direction for years and years and years and years and years, and you'll never get there. Eventually, you will.
I've been doing that, Chad. It's called Donkey Konga 2.
Well, that might be the first effectively infinite game in the DKU. But so basically, 1 block of movement in the Nether equates to 8 blocks of movement in the same direction in the overworld. So if you go down at point 00 in the overworld and you move 8 blocks north and come back out by making, you know, another Nether portal, when you come back out, you'll have moved 64 blocks in that direction, you know, 8 times the distance.
Wow, I'm going cross-eyed. This,
yeah.
Good Lord.
So there is.
How do you keep this in your head?
Well, that's the thing. It just sort of becomes intuitive, and that's what's so impressive to me, that so many young kids are playing this game, because it is
lazy millennials.
It's such an intricate, like detail-oriented system that I don't know. I really feel like it cultivates like that kind of abstract creative thinking that you want children to have, that curiosity.
But this is also why they don't have time for any other video games and then they hit a certain age, and then Call of Duty. No, my other question though was, okay, so you're going to all this effort to make these blocks to build your home out of, but if dirt keeps you safe, why won't you just live in dirt?
Well, you can. You certainly can.
Can you build a dirt mansion?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can build a mansion out of virtually anything that you want.
Build a dirt Trump Taj Mahal?
Yes. The answer is going to be yes, no matter what you say. Yeah, you can do any of that stuff, and but as but then you can start to make fences, and you can get sand and make a furnace and put sand in the furnace and make glass, and then you can put windows up in your house so you can see what's going on at night. You can make a bed so that you can.
That's why Microsoft bought this, because Windows. They had to protect their copyright.
Right. The legal team thought that this might just be a little too far. The inclusion of melted sand is really infringing on our intellectual property.
Right. Okay. So landscaping in this game, because I know landscaping exists, because I've seen we've done the Spiral Mountain walkthrough, we've done the Banjo-Kazooie video, part 1. I don't know if we'll ever do part 2, but
I really want to now.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, might as well not do it now that we have another resident expert on staff.
Yeah.
How do you do landscaping then? You told me how to build a home, but I want to make my world look like something familiar and comforting. This seems strange and alien to me. I want to be in Spiral Mountain. I want to be on Donkey Kong Island. Take me there.
Okay,
Chad. Take me there.
In those respects, you would be. Well, the ones that we played through were actually created using like a plug-in tool that they basically ROM hacked the exact 3D models from those games and reproduced them. That's not something that I'm really interested in.
Lies!
Yeah, they didn't hand make those, but that's what, when we did that video with Jeff and Cameron, I think Jeff told us as much.
Well, I was smoking so much weed that day, I really just forgot everything.
That's fair enough. But... yeah, so those ones aren't, the perfect examples, but you can essentially switch from survival mode into creative mode.
Well, that sounds good for me, because survival mode sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it is. In creative mode, the day-night cycle still happens, but enemies don't really register the fact that you're there, and you can fly. And that makes basically placing blocks anywhere that you want so much easier. You also have an infinite supply of any item that you want.
Now, this sounds a lot like God mode in SimCity,
yes.
which you can only do before you actually start activate your city. It's like at a certain point you can't re-access God mode, at least in earlier builds of the game. Do you just toggle back and forth between survival and creative, or are you locked into one or the other?
No, it's completely up to you. Like when you're playing locally, there is like a server mode where like you can either pay a server hosting service or get someone or like run a server out of your own computer. And if you're an administrator on that server, then yeah, you can enter into and out of those modes, no problem. What I was doing was playing on a LAN, because Janelle kind of went a few sessions kind of looking out of the corner of her eye at me and then actively watching, and then we were kind of building the house, with her kind of telling me what to do over the shoulder, and then eventually she bit the bullet and bought the game. And at that point, I set up my save file on a LAN. So once you're on the LAN, you can determine whenever you boot the game up whether you want to activate cheats or not. And then
so is creative mode cheats? Is that considered a cheat? Like, If I'm trying to be the best Minecrafter that ever Minecrafted, and I want to fundamentally, I know you can't, but if you want to beat the game,
no, you can.
Okay, but you can how do you beat Minecraft?
So I haven't spoiled myself entirely, but there are these creatures called Endermen, and they are.
I know.
Basically,
I've seen the toys of those.
They're basically the Slender Man, and they're terrifying, and they make this horrible, ungodly noise.
Like
and
everything else in this game, everything makes a horrible noise in this game. God,
they teleport all around you, and they like make this weird staticky crackling noise that sounds like Art Bell coming from another dimension. It's horrible.
Wait, what? Since when is Art Bell appearing in Minecraft?
No, it's this weird kind of like.
Is this where Mel's hole takes you?
That's right. Yeah, this is what's on the other side. So yeah. Anyway, if you kill an Enderman, it drops this thing called an Ender Pearl, which you can craft into an Ender Eye, and then when you throw an Ender Eye out, it goes in the. Usually, when you throw an object out, it just kind of pops away from you in a random direction. But the Ender Eyes pop out in the direction of an end portal, and the end is another realm, much like the Nether. That there's actually an end boss battle to the entire game, and some other shit happens in the end. But I haven't got there yet, and I don't really want to find exactly what's there. But there are a limited number of end portals scattered throughout your procedurally generated world. So you may be walking.
Your nearly infinite world. There's a limited amount.
Yeah.
So you could be playing for years and not find one.
You could. I think that they basically, when they generate the world, they distribute them. Maybe a couple. 10,000 blocks away from each other, something like that.
Redistribution. Thanks, Obama.
Right. So, you could be moving around for a while, but yeah, there is basically, as you get further and further through the game, you start to unravel even more to do. And another interesting thing, I've never played a game that is undergoing active development, in a fully fledged way. I mean, obviously, Rare Replay got updated Jet Force Gemini controls, but there wasn't another version of Rare, the whole game Rare Replay that came out. I've never played a game like that, and there's another update coming to Minecraft that introduces dual wielding and the ability to make rafts that you can carry around things over the water. I mean, it's crazy that there, and all of these things, now that I've kind of come to figure out what I can bite off in the current version of the game, I'm just salivating at the idea of the updates. I can't wait for them to come. Yeah. Do you want to take another call?
Well, I could clarify something for me, okay?
Sure.
Before we take this other call, so if you beat the game, if you beat this final boss, which I have no inclination of what that could be, I'm guessing some sort of other hideous demon. Is that it then? You can't access the world, your home?
No. That's not the end. It's you can continue to play Minecraft. It's just there is kind of a narrative, and there's a thing. There is an end objective to the game, but then you can. It's sort of like Lord of the Rings. You go back to the Shire, and you can do whatever you want. And if Frodo wanted to, he probably could have walked back to Mordor. But there's nothing stopping you from doing that.
I don't remember that part of the movie where you got free reign over your character. I remember Frodo went to the Undying Lands, Chad, and that's where it ended.
Okay, I'm saying after before the Undying Lands, going back to the Shire, you can after the adventure proper is over, before the epilogue, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Before the fan club comes up and wastes 20 minutes of your time.
Yeah, I'm trying to find allegories to describe this game to you. So yes, Lord of the Rings is a linear narrative and Minecraft is not. So it's not a perfect comparison.
Describe it to me in I Love Lucy terms.
Okay, so in Minecraft you can create beds and you can put them on opposite sides of the room. Actually, I would love to make the Lucy the Ricardo Mertz duplex apartment in Minecraft. That would be great.
Well, I would probably make Club Tropicana so I could Babaloo.
Yeah, Steve always wants to be in the show.
They had a horrible marriage. Did you know that?
Yeah, it did that. Yeah, well, I guess they
horrible,
eventually got divorced.
loveless marriage that ended in tears.
Mm.
Let's take another call.
Yeah, let's take a call.
Hey guys, ACZ here. Glad to hear Chad's actually started enjoying Minecraft a bit more. In fact, I actually just recently picked up the Wii U version due to the Ghoulies characters and Greg, and yeah, I have to say it's been pretty fun so far. But my question is actually, if you guys, now that you're sort of actually getting into Minecraft, if you guys are thinking about resurrecting those weird Minecraft tour that you guys did like 2 to 3 years ago, where you sort of explored this Banjo-Kazooie fan project. I actually found that like way back on your channel, and I thought it was pretty fun, and I'd like to see you guys do it again, like maybe even try and find like one that's like Conker or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.
Yeah, ACZ, I would love to do that.
I was going to say, we're probably going to have to make a definitive statement here one way or another. Are we going to revisit this, Chad?
Absolutely. I mean, as long as we can get a copy of like an updated version of that world from XXINightXX, then yeah, sure. The only thing that's blocking us is access to the save files and the worlds that people have created. So as long as we can,
I want to
let's
bring
do
Cameron and Jeff back into it too, since they were our initial guides, and now I will be the odd man out, not knowing anything. It would be fun. I mean, Conker, we already know. Hey, nighttime zombies. Conker would fit right in.
Yeah, it would actually. That would be great to play in Bachelor's Castle, because you could totally build. So yeah, like the house that Janelle and I started building is really cool. It's like we were able to get quartz from the Nether to create like this really cool modern like white brick facade on some sides, and it's like double decker, and then down at the bottom it encourages you to farm and to ranch. So we've basically irrigated this field using this a pond that was in the area in which we built our house, and there's this huge waterfall that overhangs, and so the field is irrigated, and we're growing wheat and potatoes and carrots and cacti, and then we have pens that have horses that we tamed that we can ride around the landscape to get around way quicker. Then we have cows and sheep and chickens and pigs.
Now, I hope you're not paying the federal government for these grazing rights. I mean, got to make a stand, Chad. Got to make a stand.
No, you know I'm a small government conservative, Hyle.
Right. You gotta go to Oregon and join the movement. Join this militia takeover and bring our lands back to the people.
# send snacks.
We should send like stickers to them.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, right now we're basically we've built the kind of the outside of our house, and we're working on a garden. But then drilling down into we have a basement that's mostly storage. But then drilling straight down to the bottom of the world, I've basically made a spiral staircase all the way down, and when you hit bedrock, which is like negative 64 blocks from sea level, so you're drilling down 64 meters.
Oh, that's where bedrock is. So do you have a little do you have like a little bird there that like acts as like a shower head?
Yeah, well, no, that's what I have to use as a pickaxe.
Oh, okay.
He hates it. But no, I basically constructed a strip mine down there because it's
my kind of mine.
I've crafted a pole and everything. But you have to get the best minerals. Diamonds are down there, and you can craft diamond pickaxes and swords. And
blood diamonds.
I guess technically, if you could. Well, I mean, it depends on if the zombies have any sort of blood, but you could probably explode a creeper onto a block of diamond ore, and maybe if they have blood in them, those would be blood diamonds. But It's a cool game, Hyle. It's fun.
Okay. So you're playing it on a Mac, you said?
Yes.
Of course
yes.
you are.
Which
Of
is...
course you are.
It's the identical game to the PC version. They actually communicate with one another.
Can you get the DKU characters into your version of Minecraft?
Yeah, I'm playing as Banjo right now, actually.
Oh, so you are... Okay, I didn't know if you were playing as Steve or MySpace Tom, but you are playing as a DKU character, so you're living the dream. You are Banjo.
And and we had kind of, whenever Minecraft first was made DKU and none of us really knew what to make of it, I think we had kind of come up with this sort of fanon explanation for what's going on, at least as far as the Banjo characters are concerned. Do you recall that?
I do recall that. Well, I mean, it was basically half-assed because we didn't know anything about Minecraft, so it was just kind of a placeholder.
Right.
Since 2D was oddly enough in the game, we suggested that this is where 2D disappeared to between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, because of course we know in Banjo-Tooie in Cloud Cuckoo Land, or was it Cloud Cuckoo? Yeah, Cloud Cuckoo Land. There's a milk carton with 2D's picture on it. It was missing. Now, of course, it's a tongue-in-cheek reference.
Inside the giant trash can.
Right. Now, of course, with the Guffo can, the Guffo beans, right?
Right.
Yeah. The chimp brand Guffo beans. Now, of course, that's just a cute little reference because they dropped the character 2D and without explanation in Banjo-Tooie.
Because she's terrible.
They Judy Winslow'd her. Chuck Cunningham'd her. But we have to take that at face value. So 2D is missing. And all the time we spent rescuing her, Banjo-Kazooie, she just up and disappears. And nobody seems that concerned about it. So I was thinking, if 2D's in this game, if we're going to take this game at face value, like we did that, then this game is taking place in the here and now. So obviously we know where 2D is, and Banjo has found her, but where did 2D go? Well, maybe 2D ran away from home. Maybe, we never see Banjo's parents, and I know you're going to say Bear is Banjo's biological whatever, and maybe he was raised by that ski instructor Von Ghoul, but
Ptolemy Von Ghoul.
Yeah, yes. But so maybe they don't have a good relationship with their parents, no matter whoever you wanted to find that. So maybe 2D ran away from home, and Banjo fully supported that, and it just kind of kept on the down low between them. Maybe
he's just become addicted to poker and didn't care.
Well, there's that. Yeah, he kind of became more of a dick in those 2 years. Time travel will do that to you, but. So maybe 2D ran away and either ran away to or fell into the realm of Minecraft. And Banjo eventually found her, as did other DKU characters, and they eventually had a party making dirt houses. What do you think? Does that still hold up?
Yeah, certainly. There's no reason why it couldn't. And yeah, I like the idea that Banjo went looking for 2D, and also it explains why 2D was missing for so long, because this world is quite addictive.
She's literally just been wandering for years trying to find the end to it. She can't.
Yeah. She didn't realize that you can craft things. She's just been walking in a single direction.
She's just been mining. So that brings me to another question that ties into the grand story arc of the Donkey Kong universe. Can you just have one guy running around the screen, or can you bring multiple characters into it? Can I have Banjo and Conker living in their mud mansion?
They would have to be controlled by other people.
Because I remember when we did the video, you had a couple characters running around the screen.
That was Cameron and Jeff.
That was Cameron and Jeff. They are quite the character. No, so you can bring in other players to run around as these characters. I can have a hot tub party with Banjo, Conker, Klungo, and an ancient mummy.
As long as you can find 3 other people to enter into this arrangement with you, yes.
Oh, you always have friends when you're a member of the DK Vine forum.
Yeah, I think on the servers you can have up to 8 people playing at any one time.
8 people, just like hashtag IDARB. They're just so similar in so many ways.
Yeah, almost as if 8 is a power of 2, so it makes sense from a technological standpoint.
Plus, I think 8 is enough.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. But yeah, you can definitely do that. There are also, I have not encountered these in my world yet, but there are villages filled with NPCs.
Village people, you say?
They've got an Indian, they've got a cop. No, they're these kind of weird. They look kind of like bird humans.
Are any of them drumstick?
None of them are drumsticks nor airship enthusiasts.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have their own little villages, and of course, if you want to, you can just completely tear them apart. but you can also barter with them. Their form of currency is emeralds, which you can mine out of the ground, but they're very rare. So yeah, it's there's a lot in the game beyond just the empty field with the dirt hut that you built. It just keeps unfolding in front of you.
Because you realize I'm hung up on the whole dirt hut thing.
Yeah. I could tell.
Because I see myself playing this game, and I see myself not advancing too far beyond the dirt hut because I'm too terrified to go out at night because there's things that are screaming at me.
But once you realize once you realize that it's the light levels, not the fact that it's night, that bring them around, you can start to craft torches, and then you can leave those around the perimeter of your area, and so bad guys won't spawn. You can also we've fenced in this entire compound, this perimeter around our house, and we've planted torches on the fence. And there are like several concentric circles of fences, so the baddies won't get anywhere within eye shot of us. So we can wander around the grounds at night with no problem.
If The Walking Dead has taught me anything, that's only going to last till the end of the season.
Right, we can never have good things in Minecraft.
Yeah, you're gonna have to escape into #IDARB for any peace and solace.
Right, yeah, that's one of the calmest games I've ever played.
No, but I'm saying, Walking Dead characters are in it.
And by the way,
as are dead presidents.
Right, you can put dead presidents in this game if you want. I find Minecraft also extremely therapeutic.
What, did it heal your scoliosis? What, like?
No, it actually contributed to it because I'm hunched over a keyboard for 5 hours at a time.
Okay.
No, it's in the same way that I really enjoy simple, kind of mindless, repetitive tasks because at work I'm just constantly multitasking all day long. There's a million things going on. I do that in my personal life. I feel like I'm always plate spinning, and so when I'm
You're
cutting
a very
vegetables,
tense man, Chad. I've noticed that about you. You, as you said yourself, you get surly sometimes. Just
I do
because
get
of the
surly.
pressure, you crack. You don't crack, but you.
No, I don't. I don't crack. I get surly and power my way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, basically I like kind of simple, repetitive things that I can let my mind wander, and I've found that especially down in my strip mine, when I'm just digging into a hole in the wall in a straight direction for 5 minutes at a time, it's therapy, man. It's calming. It's like petting a cat.
Oh, okay. See, when I'm stressed and I need to calm down, I usually have a spa day. Get a massage, whatever.
You could build a spa in Minecraft.
Oh, okay, but I find it interesting that what you find therapeutic is manual labor. Perhaps you've been pursuing the wrong career. Maybe the source of all your stress is maybe what Minecraft says about you is you would much prefer to be a construction worker.
Yeah, this is basically. I'm learning that I am the Ron Livingston from Office Space.
Yeah, exactly. You're fresh air. You're outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two girls at the same time, man.
You no longer want to smash the copier. Yeah, I could totally see that, and I think that says a lot about you. I'm finding out more about Chad McCanna from talking about this game than I have in the 16 and some years I've known you.
They say men stare into Minecraft and their true self stares back. Yeah, I find a lot to love about Minecraft. And last week you said that #IDARB is your
you said it
favorite.
Right. You said it. I trained you to say it right.
Yep. Now, like a good Pavlovian response, I need a treat. I also feel like Minecraft is the best new game, excepting for a replay.
New game, yeah.
Yes, that I have played since Tropical Freeze.
If you haven't played it, it's new to you.
Yeah, I've certainly spent more time than I have with any single game in a long time. I couldn't get into The Witcher 3, despite it being fantastic, as much as I did Minecraft. I couldn't get into Fallout 4. Like, I'm trying to play these big tentpole blockbusters, and Minecraft is the one that sucked me in.
Now, I know Minecraft's not simple, but it's very hard. It is the premise is simple. And I find it interesting that we've both been enchanted recently by these simple games. Maybe if we're going to psychoanalyze each other, maybe there's just too much complexity in our lives. And we just need that, de-stress. It's interesting.
It is, yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. No. And it's also been a lot of fun to play with Janelle, because now that she also has her little character running around in the Minecraft world, like, we can go on adventures together. We can delve down into caves. You can
go to hell with your wife.
I can go. I have gone to hell with my wife, and I've mined quartz.
Question.
Yeah.
Can you die in Minecraft?
Yes, you have health and you have a hunger meter. So that's one of the reasons why we started ranching, so that we could regularly slaughter our our livestock.
Oh God!
Put the flesh in a furnace and create cooked steak and cooked pork chops.
Can you be a vegetarian in Minecraft?
Yeah, you can make potatoes and carrots and stuff. You won't get as much energy from that stuff, but you certainly can.
I do just fine, thank you.
All right.
So, okay.
But basically,
die, what happens?
When you die? So yeah, we go on adventures, and when you die, you remember how I told you there was that spawn point where I just appeared kind of randomly on the edge of a river. You lose all of your items. It's kind of roguelike. They all stay exactly where you died, and they will disappear after 5 minutes. And you spawn either back at that spawn point, or if you've made a bed and slept through one day-night cycle or one nighttime, you will spawn back at that bed. But then you have to bust ass to get down to where your items were within 5 minutes, or they will disappear forever. But
you don't lose your homes. You don't lose
no.
Your progress is saved. You're just the items you had on your person at the time of death are put in jeopardy.
Put in jeopardy, exactly. And also you can create chests, so you can keep the vast majority of all of your stuff through in a system of chests throughout your house. That's no problem. And those will still be preserved. Exactly. Yeah. And so. Yeah, basically it's just the only punishment is that you lose all your stuff, and then you have to go collect it again in a certain time limit, or you lose it forever. But yeah, that's it. Basically, if you don't keep feeding yourself, and it takes a long time for the food meter to go down, and the more you exert yourself by jumping and sprinting and mining and stuff, the faster your food drops. But if you lose all of your food, your health will start to diminish. And if you have full food, then your health will gradually refill if you ever get injured up to full health.
Okay. Well, this is good to know, because I think the biggest hindrance for me concerning this game was not knowing, is there an objective? Do you die? I don't. Is it just a God mode? I didn't know, and
yeah.
Okay.
You can put it in God mode if you want to just kind of see what the game has to offer. Like, what are some of these really advanced items that you one day could make? But I honestly, I kind of found that it was more fun to, Janelle and I kind of got out graph paper and sort of planned out the different facades of our house.
Nerds.
And then as we started building it, we realized, oh shit, we're gonna need quartz. So then we went on an adventure to get the building blocks to make that element of our house. Now we have to go on this. Yeah.
Can you build Amazon.com to just order this stuff?
I'm surprised that Minecraft does not have microtransactions. I think that's it's an amazing amount of
credit.
Yeah. Because that could it didn't even occur to me until you said that, but it could so easily just be this horribly, especially considering like how rabid children who don't understand the value of $1 are about this game.
Right.
This could be such a huge cash windfall for Microsoft, and I really respect the discipline, the self-discipline that they're putting themselves through.
Coming soon to the App Store, Minecraft Saga.
Well, actually, there is a Minecraft Pocket Edition, but I think it's just
you put the rare characters in it?
I think you can put them, but I don't think they come natively.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't have Conker in your pocket.
Yeah.
Tails.
It's interesting. You create an account on the Mojang website. They're like the developers of the game.
No, I know.
Yeah, and you're on the website. You basically decide what skin your character has, and then whenever you play the game, that's kind of the skin that your character has. So it's like it's not something you do in the game itself. You do that on an external service. It's kind of strange.
So you can choose the gender of your character as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Janelle's
if the skin is what it is, it doesn't really matter. I guess it's not like you got bathrooms you have to use.
Exactly, and some of the specially made skins have little extra geometry, like Tootie has these little hair tufts, and Banjo has kind of his snout coming out that the normal block characters don't necessarily have.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good to know because of course I'd want to play as one of those freaks. And
oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you'd know which ones are frauds.
Right. Anything else you've done a pretty intensive sell job on this game. Is there anything else you want to say to seal the deal, or?
I would just say, do what I did. Keep an open mind.
I see what you did there.
It's not the kind of game that I ever would have seen myself enjoying at all. I kind of took a stab at it and found myself just utterly enthralled by the experience and the depth and the I have dreamt in the Minecraft world. So is Janelle.
Healthy. That's not healthy.
We talked about one morning we were riding the subway to work, and I was like, I had a dream about Minecraft last night, and she was like, I did too.
That's like that's like what happens in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I had this dream last night. So did I.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, we both dreamed about the world that we were building. I mean, it gets under your skin. It gets under your brain skin. It's cool. There's just so much to it. I really feel like you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't just give it a shot. Like, give it an honest attempt.
Are there save files, or are you stuck with the same world? Can you restart at any point?
You can create as many worlds as you want, but honestly, I don't know why you would want to do that, because all you have to do is walk for 2 days in one direction, and you're going to be in a completely different part of the world that might as well be a fresh file.
If I wanted to do it right, if I was playing a canonical walkthrough of Minecraft, if I was like, okay, Banjo has fallen into this world, he's looking for his sister, this is the story that's happening.
Yeah.
Then yes, I would want a new clean game file. So the fact that I know I can have another game file that helps me, because then I can just stick around in it. And
yeah, I mean, I don't know how many files you can have on the console version, and mind you, that massive world limitation that I mentioned, that's for the PC copy. It's smaller on the console ones for obvious reasons, but
so long as it's thick.
right. I think you'll still be satisfied.
It's not not the size of the game world, it's what you do with it.
Right. It's the motion of the water source blocks.
That would be hilarious if I knew anything about Minecraft.
It took me so long to figure out how water worked. I kept trying to make a moat around our house, and it turned into these huge geysers. And anytime I would approach them to try and get them under control, I would just be swept away. But eventually, I figured it out.
Yeah, you're gonna have that dream whenever you're peeing in bed.
Right. No, just give it a shot. It's fantastic. And there's a reason why kids are into it. I would say if you try it and you can't get into it, the best thing you could do at that point is at least respect the passions of people who are into it, because it's it's not just mindless entertainment. It's not just, kids clicking a button over and over again. It's the most creative video game. It's the most creativity that I have seen demanded of the audience in a video game that I've ever played.
Oh, I'm not dismissing. I already respect it because capitalism has spoken. It's a success. Trump 2016.
This has been a File 2 production.
Que rico.